What's up? I'm Indigo, and today we're going to talk about belief and how to free yourself from the beliefs of others and figure out what you truly believe, what really matters to you. So let's get out of the mix and into the frequency. So I'm going to start by first saying if a belief doesn't serve you, it controls you, point blank, period. Okay, now what that means is if the belief isn't helping you, it's hindering you, it's preventing you. Okay, so you actually really need to, and this takes time, but you really need to think back on your beliefs, really assess how you've been brought up, the things that you believe, the things that actually shape how you move in this world. You really need to put thought into them to assess those beliefs. Because you'll be surprised the things that you realize that you have held on to, and they're in the back of your subconscious. And these are beliefs. Beliefs are basically repeated thoughts with emotional charge. Okay, so you were raised, let's say you were raised to, you know, don't talk back to people that are older than you. Don't talk back to adults. Don't talk back to adults. Don't talk back to adults. We are raised like this, a lot of us actually. And it instills something in you that will affect how you move. So you won't talk back to adults. And you could be disrespected by adults. You could be, ran over. You could not stand up for yourself in instances where you should because they're older than you. And that doesn't really make sense. Like, respecting your elders is one thing, but everyone is allowed boundaries and should be given respect. So that's an example of like a belief that is instilled in us from very young. Um, and things like that that you want to figure out, that you want to be able to pinpoint. What are my beliefs? What do I believe? And what have I been following? What has been put in me? What emotional charges have been put in me since I was a child, drilled into me? So, to put it simple, beliefs are thoughts with an emotional charge that become our reality. Okay, so it's your belief. You really move with that. That's how you feel. So it's your reality because you create your reality with your thoughts and your beliefs. Okay, this is what I'm trying to teach. So, all beliefs are limiting. All beliefs somehow put you in a box because that's what beliefs can do. They create our reality, they create whatever facade we want our reality or our lives to be. That's what belief is. Okay, so regardless, you are going to be creating the structure of your reality with your beliefs. So you need to make sure that it's your beliefs and not the beliefs that was put on us by a society because it created and it put all of us into a box or a structure that they created, and it's meant to keep us right in that box. Now, beliefs, like I said, is the blueprint of your reality. So you want to assess what you believe, what you want to assess what you believe and how that has shaped your reality, and what is it that you need to adjust to get the reality that you desire. Okay, now what that means is if you've been brought up to think, the system is rigged, is you're never gonna make money, I'm never gonna get out of this, shit is hard, it's hard out there for people. That if that is what you really believe, you have emotional charge behind that. You wake up every day and you're just like, oh, the system, the day, oh, the man. if you really believe that you have created that reality for yourself and you have locked yourself in. So using that as an example, we start with that. You have to change. You have to change the thinking, the process of your thinking. You can't think, you can't, approach the day, approach life with those thoughts. There's no way out of this. This world is doomed. The man, the system. You can't think like that. You have to approach the day knowing with all certainty that whatever you do, whatever you want, whatever you plan is going to come to fruition, period. You have to have a certainty. And that's actually going to take some time. It's going to take some time. You have to start by breaking down the barriers, okay, the barrier beliefs that you've been brought up with in your system that are already systemic within you. You have to break that shit down, okay? So for religious people, this is what it means when they say you have to die. The older you has to go. Because if you keep moving like that and you keep living in that reality, you will be there. So it has to start with what you believe, changing your thought process. You can't believe in anything that doesn't serve you. You can't just go agreeing with people because it's like, that's what they say. Oh, it's hard out there. Oh, it's, stressful. You can't do that. Let people wallow in their misery and just be like, wow, but don't co-sign to that. Don't accept that. Don't accept that. People's thoughts are not your thoughts. They're just merely suggestions. But once you agree, you have accepted it and you meshed with it. Like they say, trauma bonding. When someone talks about something heavy and you're just like, yeah, man, like you don't have to do that. You can focus on the positive, because where there's negative, there's always positive. So, you need to, on that spectrum of horrible and wonderful, there's a lot of people leaning on horrible, but you need to just stay where you are on the wonderful spectrum. You know what I mean? Let them grieve if they want, and you just stay positive, and learn how to change your thoughts. Learn how to catch yourself when you're thinking those negative things and say, okay, I'm going to replace it with a positive. You have to, and one thing that I did when I started this process of changing the way I think, and it's changed my life tremendously. When I started the process, I didn't realize that was the process I was starting. I was just really trying to find myself and get to a better space. So I said, I need to control my thoughts. I'm always thinking. I'm never not thinking. I'm never just relaxed, and it's always problems. So I started with a mantra. It was just, I am the master of my mind. And I would repeat that in my head over and over. I am the master of my mind. I am the master. I made a song out of it. So when my thoughts would go into the negative or whatever, then I would play that mantra in my head. I made it into some silly shit too, because that's how it would stick. And it would just change my whole frame of mind at the time. So start with that. Start with a way to recognize, to become aware of when your thoughts are going, spinning out of control like that, and reel them back in. Start small. Start to notice all the ridiculous things that you believe that are limiting for your life. And then you'll move on from there. All right? Peace, family. I hope this was helpful to you.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch. Your thoughts ain't my thoughts. Bitch, I'm flowing straight from the survival scroll. Cut that bitch off. Next call.